is Thursday, June 28th, and we are at Olentangy High School. Our first order of business will call the order.
Mr. Bart? Mrs. Eagle? Here. Mr. King?
Here.
Mr. O'Brien?
Here.
And Mrs. Patrick?
Here. Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. Please stand.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Entertain a motion to approve the agenda.
So moved.
Please call the roll.
Mrs. Eagle? Yes. Mr. King?
Yes.
Mr. O'Brien?
Yes.
And Mrs. Patrick?
Yes. Moving on to the board's president report, I don't really have one because I know why you're here. It's not to listen to me. But while I have your attention, I'm going to remind you about the, are most of these senior parents? Okay, well, I'm going to remind you anyways. I work for the Delaware County Foundation, and Mrs. Fiesel and Mr. King are both on the Gooding Scholarship Committee. So any parents of seniors, please keep in mind that after your child's freshman year and they've maintained their grade point, is it above a 3.0? You can apply for the Gooding Scholarship, and it's for students that have completed all 4 years in a Delaware high school. So that is my advice. And after the ceremony, we will be adjourning to the library to finish our meeting.
Good evening. Tonight is the second of two special evenings during which we board members get to recognize students and staff for their outstanding achievements in co-curricular, extracurricular, and athletic activities. We recognized our first group in April, and now that spring sports and events have come to an end, we're happy to congratulate another group tonight. As I call each person's name, we ask that you come up to receive your award and pose for a photograph with Board President Minnie Patrick and Superintendent Mark Raven. First category is music. Olentangy is home to amazing musicians, and the board is pleased to recognize Dr. Ishbak Cox, representing the Olentangy Orange High School Wind Ensemble, which earned superior rating at state competition. Next category is science. Olentangy students consistently perform well in various science-related competitions. This evening, we'd like to recognize two students who qualified for and competed in the Intel International Science and Engineering Fair. From Olentangy High School, Priyanka Agogia. Sorry. I apologize in advance. From Olentangy Orange High School, Andre Farnazo. Our district is fortunate to have some very talented artists in its midst. Please congratulate the following students selected as OCC West Blizzard Visual Arts Invitational Exhibitors. From Olentangy Liberty High School, Venice Boysko. Jenna Geyer. Ashley Robeck. and Sam Savage. Olentangy has historically supported a very strong DECA program. Over the past 20 years, district students have been leaders at the state and national level in DECA competition, as well as in fundraising for the MDA, Honor Flight, Wounded Warrior Project, and Make-A-Wish Foundation, and others. Congratulations to the following DECA students who are finalists in the International Career Development Conference. From Olentangy Liberty High School, Claire Burnside. And John Rockman. Another area in which our high schools excel is journalism. Please join me in congratulating the following student journalists from Olentangy Orange High School who received a superior rating by the Ohio Scholastic Media Association. The board is pleased to honor Kendall Baer, Aaron Jerry, Hannah McDavid, Emily Myers, Lauren Pincati, and finally Maddie Schrager. We now turn to recognizing our phenomenal student athletes. Many students have received individual state level honors in their sports this year. The board congratulates the following students. From Olentangy High School, Stuart Britka, state qualifier and state semifinalist in boys tennis. Siobhan Sorensis, state champion pole vault. From Olentangy Liberty High School, Andrew Bendick, state qualifier boys track. Molly Bersiger, All-American, second team All-State girls lacrosse. Sydney Engelhardt, state qualifier girls track. Andrew Wagenti, All-State Position Player of the Year and First Team All-State Boys Lacrosse. Carrie Loyal, All-State and State Qualifier Girls Track. Gabe Meyer, All-State and First Team Boys Lacrosse. Son of Mr. Meyer. Mitchell Milheim, All Ohio Second Team Baseball. Nicole Tinetti, All-State and State Qualifier Girls Track. Turner, All-State First Team Ice Hockey. Bree White, All-State and State Qualifier for Girls Track. Finally, Johnny Wiseman, All-American, All-State Division I Player of the Year, All-State Position Player of the Year, Boys Lacrosse. From Olentangy Orange High School, J. Shell Achiampong, State Qualifier, Regional Champion, Boys Track. Kevin Achiampong, All-State and State Qualifier, Boys Track. Brenda Ajakum, All-State and State Qualifier, Girls Track. Manny Anderson, All-State and State Qualifier, Boys Track. Christian F.W. Wright, All-State and State Qualifier, Boys Track. Grace Fry, All-State and State Qualifier, Girls Track. Alex Hayden, Second Team OCC Sectional Champion in District and State Qualifier, Boys Tennis. Alex Kinnish, All-State and State Qualifier, Boys Track. Maya Patterson, All-State and State Qualifier, Girls Track. Jordan Phelps, First Team OCC Sectional Champion, District and State Qualifier, Boys Tennis. Joel Sarpong, All-State and State Qualifier, Boys Track. Max Stewart, All-State and State Qualifier, Boys Track. And Tommy Wintering, All-State and State Qualifier, Boys Track. Our student athletes are led by fantastic coaches and mentors. Many have received team and coaching honors this year. From Olentangy High School, please join me in congratulating Coach Karen Kachheiser, who was at the helm this year with the Olentangy High School boys volleyball team became district and OCC champions. Coach Ryan Lucas led the Olentangy High School baseball team to district champions and regional qualifiers. Coach Amy McCormick led the Olentangy High School girls lacrosse team to the regional semifinals. Coach Alan Tharp, who was at the helm this year when the Olentangy High School softball team became district and OCC champions. From Olentangy Liberty High School, please join me in congratulating Coach Ty Brennan, who led the Olentangy Liberty High School baseball team to district champions, OCC champions, regional champions, and state champions. Great job. Most of the team is here to join Coach Brennan on the stage for this recognition.
All right, get them organized. Let's see if you can get them organized. All right. Come on, Mrs. Dad.
Coach Jane Dingus' Olentangy Liberty High School girls track team won the OCC championship. Finally, Coach David Hale led the Liberty High School boys volleyball team to a district championship. So on behalf of the entire board, I would once again like to congratulate the many outstanding students, coaches, and advisors recognized this evening. We are very proud of your accomplishments.
Well, as exciting as it is to have all of you here, it's a beautiful night out. It's not raining, so we will understand if you leave. We are going to take our meeting into the library. Thank you very much for coming.
Good evening. Welcome back. Okay. That one? Yeah, I think so. Probably went to sleep, like most of the people in the audience will in a few minutes. Got it right now? Nervous. You might have to turn that light on. I don't know if that's possible.
Can I sit with
There it is. You go right ahead. So, as start off with just a quick brief update on where we are with hiring. Mr. Meyer will be before you in August to give a recap with a lot more specific information on all of our new hires and where we are with that. But we anticipated hiring 100 new teachers this year. We had 56 for growth. Obviously, most of that was due to the high school, opening Berlin High School. We had 44 resignations, and those are still trickling in up until July 10th. As you know, staff can resign up to July 10th. And then we had our typical retirements and leaves of absence and other resignations. So far we are at 92. Still have 8 more in the queue. But principals, even though they're technically not, especially the elementary level working now, they are working to hire staff continuously. So we hope to have that all done at the next board meeting. So we will open that. So just to make sure it's on everybody's radar coming up, we have the ribbon cutting ceremony for Berlin High School on August the 5th, starting at 12:30 with a parade. We're going to start at the stadium and parade around the building to our location, opening ceremony in front of the building. It is going to be a festival. Mr. Spinner, as you are aware from his presentations, obviously we got face painting, photo booths, food trucks. It's going to be an event. Come one, come all. August 5th, Berlin High School. We're very looking forward to that. So we have one discussion item. You're going to hear a presentation from 3 gentlemen from John Stickler and Malcolm Roush, our Liberty parents, and who are going to present on an indoor baseball facility that has been recommended and approved by our facilities committee. So we always appreciate great donations here in the district. So thank you, gentlemen, for the presentation and discussion on that facility. We have quite a few action items, a couple board action items. We're recommending the approval of the collective bargaining agreement with our Custodial Maintenance Association and our Transportation Association. Mr. Angeloff in the audience. Bus drivers voted to approve the contract we put ahead of before them 991. So I think that's just an indication of the fact that they believe in our partnership, and I'm very proud of that, and I'm proud of the job that Todd and his team and Mr. Angeloff did in bringing that forward, and also Mr. Bell. I think the custodians voted theirs 96-7. So we all 3 contracts passed the associations with an overwhelming majority. We talked to a few superintendents and other teachers. I haven't heard other contracts negotiations going that smoothly in the area, so I'm really proud that we got those done. 3-year agreements gives us a lot of stability for the future. We have a number of administrative appointments. You see there the list. Brandy is here with us. Smile and wave, Brandy. Coming to us, she'll be a halftime assistant at Tyler Run. Nathan Davis is with us. He's coming from Jackson Middle School in Grove City to be an assistant at Olentangy High School. Mr. Starner, the new principal of Liberty High School, is not able to join us. He will be at the July 9th meeting. He has a rescheduled vacation. Christine Target is one of the new assistants at Orange High School, is not able to join us. Again, she's on vacation. And Mr. Gary Young is with us. He's going to be another assistant at Olentangy High School. So, Orange High School. You're right. Mr. O'Brien's daughters go to Orange High School. Mr. Young. We have other.
My husband to deal with.
Oh yeah, Mrs. Fiesel's husband at Olentangy High School. I think everybody else is in the clear. Mr. Starner will have young Mason Patrick. So one other administrative appointment, Karen Sidoti is leaving Orange High School as the assistant principal to go be the program administrator at the OASIS program. Karen has a strong background in STEM, and I feel she's a great fit for that. And we are recommending to maintain our current lunch prices, although there's one slight alteration that we're recommending a tiered option at the high school level. So certain entrees that are more expensive, more labor intensive to produce, or more costly, will have a slightly higher cost associated with them. So, and this is Lenko. Can answer some specific questions if we have any other questions on that action item. But I think our school lunch prices are the best deal out there. There's so much. You wish you could eat lunch downtown for that much. So I highly recommend it. If you're ever on the bottom of the building and you're there at lunchtime, stop and get a school lunch. They are phenomenal.
Thank you. Do they take cash? Yeah, we do take cash.
Oh, she takes anything. So, business session, July 9th, our only July meeting. Next July 9th, we'll be back in the Berlin room. So with that, any questions?
So the 12th got moved to the 9th?
Yes.
Yeah, a while ago. Yeah.
I think I agreed with it, but I didn't just. It's good.
Okay, well, thank you, Mr. Reed. Mrs. Hatfield, what do you have tonight for the treasurer's report?
Just a few action items on the agenda this evening. We have May 2018 financials. Those financials are coming in right in line with slightly adjusted from our May forecast predictions. So nothing too crazy there to discuss in detail. If you have further questions. We also have fiscal year 18 appropriation adjustments to ensure that our budgets for fiscal year end are in line and meeting our auditing requirements, as well as FY19 permanent appropriations. We are required by statute to set our budgets at the beginning of the year, and then as we go through the fiscal year, budget adjustments are needed. We bring those amendments on a monthly basis to you. We also have several donations to recognize this evening. We have $14,204 for soccer uniforms to OHS Athletics from the Olentangy Athletic Boosters, and $250 for field materials to Scioto Ridge Elementary from OIAA. As always, we're very grateful for all of the donations that our community makes to the district, whether in kind or in volunteer hours. We appreciate all of that. We intend to have a report on an update on the 8th grade DC trip donations, sorry, at the next board meeting. So we'll have some more information about that. I know the community's been looking forward to hearing an update on where we are up to date with that. So we will bring that at the next meeting. With that, I will take any questions you might have.
This is your fiscal year end.
It is
So things are getting busier for you?
Our office is frantic. I'm not gonna lie, but we fully staffed now. We have, our accountants and Missy has been really doing a great job leading the team and making sure that we have things in place and ready to go to wrap up the fiscal year end. And we're also working through the contract items that are in the negotiated agreement. So it's been really busy thus far, but that's typical for the summer for us as we prepare for next school year. And then we slow down around Christmas. So.
Okay, thank you. Do we have any public participation for this evening?
No, we do not.
So next up on the agenda is our discussion item of the baseball indoor facility. And we have John Stickle and Eric Clark, is that correct? No? Yes?
Yes.
And Bob Crouch. And you are all boosters? So we have the president.
Yes.
And the project coordinator. Who's the project coordinator?
I'm John. I'm
Okay.
Nice to meet you guys.
Nice to meet
I'm
you.
up here and getting close. Well, first of all, thank you. Thank you guys for just taking the time to hear us. This has been quite a project. I guess I was titled the project coordinator. I didn't know I signed up for that. When this started about 15 months ago.
You must have been in the meeting.
No, I wasn't there. Coach Brain, I think, just assigned me like that. So this all started about 15 months ago with a dream of doing some type of indoor hitting pitching facility for the baseball program. When something like this comes up, it obviously just starts as a dream. You kind of figure out, when dust starts to settle, you see, wow, how much work you have to do to get there, to be able to really pull something like that off. So the first thing I'm going to go over, you guys all have to bring a copy. Some of these numbers are kind of hard to see this evening. So when we started talking about any type of indoor facility, we were moving on to doing another project for the baseball team. Of course, we were quickly hit with the turf project. It was still there. So the great thing about this turf project is just looking at the numbers and seeing the success we had with the turf project. And I say had because it's great for us to announce now that it's completely done and completely paid off. So if you look at the details of the turf project, I'll just kind of go through real quick. The initial loan was for $316,000. The start date was on March 1st, 2015. The expected payoff date was going to be 11/1 of 2020. When that was all started, there were a couple contracts we had with people that were going to do the rentals. It quickly snowballed from there to where we were kind of able to turn down and get a little picky with who we were able to pick to rent the turf, which is a huge, huge benefit, because if we found a group that didn't treat the turf with respect or do what we asked, they knew that they wouldn't be welcome back. So we found ourselves quickly able to through these rentals, to pay the turf off. The turf was reviewed last year. The initial expected lifespan is 8 to 10 years for the turf until it needs to be replaced. The company that did the review of it, Monks, they said it was in excellent condition, and the estimated replacement date is 2025 or 2026, and can even be adjusted over the next few years as we continue to care for it. We also received an estimate from them for $225,000 to $275,000. That's for the replacement of the turf. I'll just keep that number back there, we'll get to it in a little bit. So in May of 2018, we were able to pay off whatever was left on the turf. By prepaying and paying that off early, we saved a total of about $8,000 in interest, which was really cool. Really cool. So
If I could,
yeah.
I think it's important to point out, we've had 4 turf projects in the district. We have 3 fields in baseball. 2 have paid off early, and 2 remain on track. So the track record of the booster groups at all 3 high schools in terms of meeting their obligations, putting a project plan together that makes sense, is, in my mind, phenomenal. So congratulations.
Super, thank you, thank you.
And we've also, the turf replacement schedules with the athletic department, that we, when we agreed to accept it, we would never use any general fund money for the turf. Are on schedule also.
So like I said, 15 months ago when this started, that was a huge discussion. We knew there was no way we wanted to jump into any other financial obligation until we had this one taken care of. The athletic boosters were great in helping us walk through the plan and how we were going to be able to get this book closed on the turf project to be able to move forward. So we're excited that that's closed now, and we're ready to move forward. So if you can do, I can do the slides. Whichever way. So moving on to the idea of the hitting and pitching facility. This slide is just going to show the location of where it's at. So the top left, you'll see kind of the overview of the Liberty High School complex. On the far north side, you'll see the baseball and softball fields. On the top right, kind of zoom in a little bit, you can see a closer view of where we're at. The top field is considered the varsity turf, and the bottom field on the left is considered the freshman turf. That's just kind of the names we use. So if you look at the image down the bottom, that shows the close-up of the varsity turf with the hitting and pitching facility right there, close next to it. Any questions with that? Pretty self-explanatory.
What's the footprint of the building? How big is it?
So the next slide, I'll show you that layout of the building. So the building we're looking at is 72 by 96. It's a pretty simple building. There's going to be a hitting area with some netting on that, and in the pitching area, we'll have portable mounds put in with plates for pitchers to be able to warm up, practice, and do pitching and hitting. As you can see, the door on that bottom left corner, if you look at the building, that kind of lines up with the dugout on the varsity field. The intent would be to maybe put a door in the dugout, so that when you come out of the facility on a rainy day, you can leave the dugout and go into the facility there and have a little bit of a connection between there. Aesthetically, we also had to consider the fire code. So we have been through the Liberty Township Fire Department and met with them. On the other side, which would be the south side of the building, where it looks like there's a lot of land there, we are required to have a 20-foot wide fire ring that's going to have to go in as part of this. So we have all those drawings down, everything laid out for that. But just so you know, if it looked a little odd in the layout, there is that 10-foot gap and then 20-foot fire ring. So it kind of looks pretty aesthetically pleasing for that. Anybody have questions on the building? It's pretty self-explanatory. There's a couple garage doors.
Yeah, besides electricity, do you have to run sewer and water?
No, so for this first phase, this is just the hitting and pitching area. We have gone through and planning out phases 2, 3, 4, 5. We know what's going to come down the road, but the main focus right now is it's just not crazy. When we have looked into it, and there is no current water or sewer available on site. Obviously, a lot of people would like to have restrooms on site. That's a huge question we get when anybody is there, which sounds nice. However, the sewer that's close, that runs along the property there to the bus garage, it's a pressurized sewer line. So it's not as easy as just tapping into it and moving on. So there's quite an expense, even just to tap the Delco water tap to get water off the sawmill is quite costly. So there are plans for that. We are going to go after our parents and see how much they're willing to donate down the road. And hopefully we'll be here to present that later on sometime. Any questions? Ready to move on? Okay, so how are we going to pay for it? Had a nice idea that was kind of simple to lay out an idea for a big hitting facility. It's just a big rectangle. But how do we pay for it? How do we pay for it? So we received a private loan, which I'll get to the details in a couple of slides to go over, for the amount of $400,000. So through that loan, that puts our bank account right now at around $320,000. So where's the $80,000 you ask? And I'll get to the details in a little bit, like I said. But we're basically able to pay off some of the remainder of the turf using the lender's money with the lender's permission to be able to do that. That wasn't doing that so we could finish it and then not have the funds there. Those funds are there in 2018 through our rentals. We just don't get paid on those rentals until the end of the season. So it wasn't doing anything crazy with that. That's just the way the numbers worked out. So the way I kind of went through these next few slides is a lot of finance details, and I don't want to bore anybody with it, but I do want to go over it briefly so you all understand a few key points as to when some things change over the next few years. So as we go down through this 320,000-ish in the bank account right now, the expected income left that's for this year is $85,000. And if you look closely, those are the organizations that we have contracts with to rent the turf. There's the team contribution in there through the RBI club, and then also Coach Brenning's donation to it through the baseball camps of the Liberty High School team. That gives us $85,000. The new facility, the rental for the new facility. We're going to be able to do some rentals in the new facility. That is a very low estimated number. The idea is not at this time to rent out the indoor facility all the time. The contracts we have with the outdoor turf are great. We like those. However, for the next 3 years, we would like to get some money through the indoor facilities, which you'll see in the next couple of slides is really going to help secure a really solid bank account moving forward, just to make sure we got that in there. Expected donations of $50,000. Fortunately, the baseball team is coming off an unbelievable season, and we've got a lot of positive feedback from the community and asking people, and we're very, very confident that's a pretty simple number that we feel we can reach. And like I said, a lot of credit goes to the players, to the parents, and the community. A great baseball community. We're really excited to be a part of that. As we keep moving down, the facility is broken up into two costs: the site work to get the ground ready, and then the actual building itself. So $12,000 for the site work, $318-ish for the building, puts us at $330,000. Through our meetings with the building committee, we learned very quickly that we need to have some extra money. We don't want to put anything right in there and just say that's going to be our number. We need unexpected, some unexpected. So we've asked around through some advice. 10% seems to be a pretty good number to put down. So that's that extra $33,000 that you see in there. Brings the total to $363,000. When you look at the bank account on the completion of the facility, $474,000. The facility then, 363, gives us $111,000 left. So the next line, this is where it gets a little bit tricky, and I'll explain the terms of the loan. We were very, very fortunate for the lender and the contract that he agreed to on the loan. So the next number is a negative $90,000. By the end of this year, we expect to pay back the lender $90,000. With the loan that we received, we have all of that money totally interest-free this entire year. On January 1st of 2019, that's the interest date that this starts. By doing that, we did agree on a set number of a whopping 3%. Once again, fortunate for the lender to be able to do that. But we did agree to guarantee him that 3%. So the idea is we're going to borrow $310,000 from him. Will be the number as of January 1st in 2019. So once we pay him back $90,000, we will still have $21,000 in the account. Move on to the next slide. Here's the details of the loan. So at that date on January 1st, we will borrow $310,000. 7 years was the term. First payment date, we're going to do 2 payments a year. First payment date is July 1st, 2019. The payment amount is $24,500-ish. Yearly amount, multiply that by 2. It's pretty simple math. The last payment date is January 1st of 2026. That's a total of $34,000 in interest we're going to pay. And we were very, very satisfied with that number to see. Any questions on that loan? That's a pretty overview.
Any collateral required in loan or just unsecured?
Yeah. So one of the things, as the Commissioner President, we wanted to make sure of 2 things. One, that our first project was satisfied. So those lenders were paid, as John said, to make sure as that income's coming in, that money goes towards those rentals. With the agreement with the lender, he agreed to hold both the school district and LAB harmless. And if for whatever reason we were late or whatever, he would work with us. And that's the extent of it. Nothing more about secured debt or anything like that. So it was a pretty good deal.
Yes, very good deal.
Assume
I'm glad
my
we-
mortgage and all that.
I know. We had a lot of comments in that first meeting about that. I think you'll let me.
And he checked out with his lawyer as well.
Any other questions? It's another unbelievable thing that we came across.
Just your confidence for the, coming up with the revenue going forward, because are you planning on doing $50,000 in fundraising every year to cover this?
And that's the next slide.
Oh, okay.
These next few slides are kind of boring, and I'll try to slide through as quick as I can because it kind of puts an end to the whole presentation. But we have laid out the financial details all the way through 2026. So the main thing I want to show, if we can do the next slide, remember I talked about the replacement term. So that's where that new account starts. So that will be a totally separate account, untouched. So when you go through the details for 2019, you're going to see the expected, the rental income. 2019, we still do have the $20,000 that we're going to do for the indoor, to rent the indoor facility. At the end of the year, you can see the total in the bank account, around 121. Turf replacement cost, $30,000 we're going to set aside for that. The indoor loan, because the first payment isn't due until July, there's technically only 1 payment for that in 2019, which leaves our bank account at $66,000. You can see the next year in 2020, almost identical to the previous year. Nothing really changes there, and we still have the $20,000 for the indoor rental. The following year, 2021, that is the year that we pulled out the indoor rental, so there wouldn't need to be an indoor rental. There has been a lot of discussion on back and forth, where do you pull more turf rentals away and maybe keep the indoor? That's something we can decide when it comes up, but we wanted to do the finances based on what we know. What we know right now is what's going to be there for sure. So we know there's a great demand for it, obviously, for the turf. So as we move into the 2022, pretty simple there, not much changes as we go through. And you can see it keeps us with a hefty bank account, a secure balance in it that we know should something ever come up, we're able to continue paying off the loan. As we go down, no real changes throughout this. The bottom of that, we get to the bottom of this one in 2024, we have a large organization that comes back into play that owes us more money. So you'll see Pastimes in there. That's one of our large organization rentals. That comes back in where they start owing us again. So that's an additional 20,000. That immediately goes into the turf replacement fund for the plan to get us to where we need to be for the turf replacement fund. So you'll see in that year, instead of 30,000, we set aside 50,000. So the total there is.
The pastimes, is that an existing contract or?
Yes, they're in contract with us right now until that date. That'll be the renewal. There's very, very good reputation and very good with them. And when I talk about some organizations that if we ever had to pull out, the large ones we don't anticipate. Those are just such a good relationship that we have with everybody. It would be the little, I say the one-offs. I mean, that every dollar counts for a rental. It's just the maintenance of the turf. I mean, when we hear that the turf is in good shape, the amount of money we can save for every year we gain on that. We've also talked with the turf company about replacing certain areas. In a baseball field, the way the turf was designed and laid out, there's a good chance after year 7 we could just have to replace the mound. And if we replace the mound, we get the batter's box area and everything else is good, we're way ahead. But we're obviously going to err on the other side, just to be safe. So the next slide kind of sums up the last couple of years. In 2025, that's where we're at 250,000 in the turf replacement. That's where the possible turf replacement, the red line is seen there. So should that happen that year, we got 250. They estimated 225 to 275. We picked the number in the middle, and that's where we're at the end of that year. The following year, then, the 2026, you can see the bank account makes a big jump at the end of the year because that's the year we only have one. That's the one final payment on January for the indoor facility. So then we're way ahead of the game from that point on.
Does this facility have heat?
Yes, it does. Yeah, absolutely. And what we're going to do is to try to be as energy efficient as we can. It'll be gas. It'll be heated with gas. And there will be gas heaters in the corners, and we've pulled it out 3 of them. So 2 of them could easily heat the facility, but the idea of doing 3 is going to allow us, when a team leaves, to set the temperature very, very low to save energy as much as we can. And because there's 3, it will heat up very quickly. So we're not having to get in, have to get in there an hour ahead of time to try to heat it up with that extra heater. For the cost of that, it made way more sense to do that. So the electric that will be there will just be to power the blowers, the lights, and all the lights are going to be LED lights as well. And I know that's very energy efficient. LED lights are also really bright, which really helps in a baseball facility.
Do you, and just, I'm ignorant a little about what happens there in the fall. Does anybody run it in the fall? Isn't there fall baseball?
Yeah, so during the fall, the idea for some of the rentals and the use, what we don't know is how much extra we're going to get because of weather. So when it rains, there's a good chance we're going to have a lot of people wanting to get in there. As that need we see increases in the summer, there are garage doors with plenty of ventilation. We don't have budgeted to keep it really cool. That's typically not an idea for a baseball, playing baseball outside. It's really hot anyways. However, if we see a lot of need in the fall and even in the summer, people wanting to use it, aside from anything else, we would probably consider what it will cost to put some air conditioning in there to keep it a little bit cooler, manageable, and then be able to do more rentals, not just in the fall, but even in the summer as well, and on those rainy days.
Now, where, like in the wintertime today, where do you do indoor hitting and pitching in the gym?
You understand that? Yeah, so right now, above the gymnasium, we have some that's above the buses. So that's where we were.
So you have free up gym time? Or wrestling?
We're free up some areas for training as well.
Okay.
They do a lot of training conditioning
Yeah, the one huge benefit that Coach Brady has been really excited about is being able to standardize practice times. To be able to give these athletes an opportunity. That's the whole idea behind it. There's no guarantee in anything, it's just give them an opportunity. But for the guys to know that every day practice from 3:30 to 5:30 is a really great thing. Obviously, to be able to be more efficient, to have, you just turn on the lights when you go in there. The amount of time spent moving spaces and trading spaces and doing stuff can be very difficult. So this is going to just free up more space where the baseball team can always be considered to be out there.
Have other booster baseball groups come to you and said, how are you doing this? And we wanted to.
So we've actually talked, go ahead.
Well,
I just.
Yeah, so this started when I said 15 months ago, this started
Yeah.
with a trip over to Dublin. And they have a really nice facility there. And the head coach over there, Jerome, I'm sorry, yeah, Jerome. The head coach over there told us the one downside of the facility, he said it's his phone rings every single day.
Right.
Every single day he's got people wanting to get in there. And he said he had to learn real quick to say no or he was going to end up divorced. So he found out real quickly how to try to manage that and set up the rental fees and schedules and stuff to be able to do things like that. So yeah, that was really great to see their facility. They kind of had a couple phases along with theirs. Theirs was just a covered heating area to start out with. And then they had some issues when they tried to enclose it with footers and stuff, so that they got into a little mess. Because that was one option we looked at. There are some cages out there. Was going to be just cover them. What's the deal with covering them? And after talking to Dublin, the idea was, yeah, it's probably better off just doing it straightforward.
Well, I think your private lender should consider putting a sports complex over on that side of town because he could make a lot of money. As a lacrosse mom, we're always looking, I mean, the baseball, lacrosse track, they're out there in the snow. It's awful. So I see a business opportunity.
Any questions, please? In the information that you have, I can see that the loan payments are accounted for. What about general operating expenditures? Or other things that the booster organization does? Do you feel you still have room to do
Yeah,
the normal activities and things that you would like to?
So the way our boosters are set up over at Liberty is each team has their own restricted account. And as the lab board, basically all we are is compliance. So we do a little fundraising, we pay for the turf, which potentially could be paid off in August, and that would be early as well. With the money that we pay towards the turf, not making that turf payment plus the rentals. And we have a little rainy day fund too.
Or uniforms or whatever else you might be needing.
Yes. As far as the overall organization, we're helping.
Thank you very much.
Good presentation.
Yes, great.
Appreciate all the work that you've done.
Thank you guys.
I predict the phone ringing off the hook too.
Yeah.
It's gonna happen. Okay. Well, we have 2 board action items tonight and I'm not going to say all the letters, I'm going to say the transportation and custodial associations. Can I have a motion to?
So moved.
Second.
Mrs. Hatfield?
Mr. O'Brien?
Yes.
Mrs. Fiesel,
Yes.
Mr. King?
Yes.
And Mrs. Patrick?
Yes. Mrs. Hatfield, please present the treasurer action items.
Yes, please. I would like to present treasurer action items A through D for approval, please.
So moved.
Call the roll, please.
Mrs. Fiesel,
Yes.
Mr. King?
Yes.
Mr. O'Brien?
Yes.
And Mrs. Patrick?
Yes.
Thank you.
Mr. Rafe, your superintendent action
Yes,
items.
I will present superintendent action items A through E.
So moved.
Mrs. Hatfield?
Mrs. Fiesel,
Yes, and I appreciate you eating lunches.
Yes. Well, we've only raised them in the past. to comply
Because
with
we
federal-
had to, yeah, because of federal requirements. I know, we do a great job.
The kids don't care how much the lunches are.
Right.
Just us parents.
Mr. King?
Yes.
Mr. O'Brien?
Yes.
And Mrs. Patrick?
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay, so that takes care of our agenda this evening. We're going to meet here again, not here, at in the Berlin room at district offices on Monday, July 9th. And I will now take a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
please vote.
Yes.
Mr. King?
Yes.
Mr. O'Brien?
Yes.
And Mrs. Patrick?
Yes. Thank you for coming. Enjoy the evening.